Hi and welcome to another video from the Jcraft Irrigation channel. Today we'll be going over how to program the ESP Modular controller by RainBird. When you get to your controller in the summer, it should be in the auto position and it should display the day of the week and the correct time. If the time is not correct or the day is not correct, you can change these in this menu right here. So you can change the current date. So right now it's flashing on April. I can adjust that with the up and down arrows to select what day of the month and year and stuff it is. And to get over to the other numbers, I click the manual start advanced button. Now this brings me over to where it's flashing on the day. And again, I can go up and down with these arrows right here. And lastly, to change the year, if it's that off, you can, again, go up and down with this. Just click it again, and you'll be back at the month flashing, and you've programmed the day. If the time is incorrect, you can do the same kind of thing. Right now it's flashing on the hour, and I can go up and down. Manual start advanced will bring me to the minutes, and I can go up and down on the minutes. Click it again, and it's programmed for the time. Next is watering start times. These are when your sprinkler system will turn on. Now, in this case, these times are all dependent on this program selector switch. So for example, if I select it to program B, the time changes, and again with C, the time changes. What this means is these are operating different zones, and in my case, different groups of valves for example, A for the front, B for the back, and C for the drip system in my case. Although these can be changed, they could either all be on A, all be on B, all be on C, or have different things. So check out how that is on your own. But program A, for me, that's the front. First start time is at 5:30, and I can go up and down in 15-minute increments. And this programmer, or this controller, has 4 start times per program. So second start time, 6:45, I can turn that up and down again. Third is off, but if you wanted to do that, you can go up and down. Fourth is off for me, and first is back there. Now to change on the time on a different program, I just select the program selector switch again, and I can scroll through the 4 completely different start times because there are 3 programs times 4 start times each per program equals 12 total start times that this controller can do. So program B for the back goes on only once at 6 a.m. for me, and there's that again. You can change it up and down with 15-minute increments, and same with C if it's utilized in your case. You can also scroll through there and change the times when it will start. I'll select that back to A because that's the front. And now I can choose the days of the week that I want to water on. Now, this can look a few ways. If it's in a certain setting, this will just not appear. And if it's in this advanced cycles selection, it will cause that to not show up. In this case, in advanced cycles, it's set to custom, which means it will follow this custom cycle. But I can go through here with the up and down arrows, and this is cyclic watering. So if I want to have it go every other day, every 2 days, every 3 days, whatever I want to do there. And I can have it water on the odd days, the even days, and then if I go back, it goes back to custom. In this case, I want to keep it on custom so I can have custom watering days. So I'll go back to Monday, and in this case it's on, but you can turn it off or on, whatever you want. And you just go through the days, and you can turn them either on or off, just all the days of the week. Next, here are the valve start times. So let me go to valve 1. Oops. Okay, valve 1. In program A, which I've determined will be the front yard, and in my case, this is completely different for you, but in my case, valves 1, 2, and 3 control the front yard, and also in my case, valves 4, 5, and 6 control the backyard, and valve 7 controls the drip system. Now for you, it may be that 1 and 2 control the front yard, 3, 4, and 5 control the backyard, and you may have 2 drip systems, one for the front and one for the back. Will fly. So I just go into program or valve 1, and I can change how much time that zone will run for. Now, this is all dependent on that program selector switch that you've selected. So if you're wanting to change, say, the front yard, you would set it to the front yard if you're doing it that way, and you can change the time of that and just go through the zones, going up and down with the time per zone that you want, just like that. And as you notice, since I want to only do the first 3 valves on program A, all the other zones are set to 0 minutes, which is how it would be if you don't want that to go on that specific program. So that's perfect. Now I'll adjust the times on the backyard. So as you can see again, valves 1 through 3 that are for the front do not appear on that back program. Only valves 4, 5, and 6 show time on here. So I'll go to 4, I can adjust the time on here, 5, adjust the time, and 6, adjust the time. Now that those are all set, I can go to program C, which in my case is drip systems, and I only have 1 drip system circuit, and I can again change the time of this. Now, yours could be completely different. Yours could be all on 1 program, so you wouldn't have to go between programs to change the times. But in my case, that's how I have it set up, so that I can have different watering start times, different watering days, and so on with the front, back, and drip system. Now, if I go over to test all valves, I can go up and down and run every single valve that isn't 0 minutes. Like on any program, if the valve is greater than 0 minutes, then it will run that valve for however much time you want to do it. And then to start the test, you push manual start advance, and you just go back to auto, and it will say that it's running. And how you know that it's running is if I manually turn this on. It shows the valve, if you can see that, I might have to brighten it. It shows the valve and the remaining time. And I can hear the sprinklers out there turning on. And as expected, if I go to off and leave it there for more than 5 seconds, then I hear the valve close. And now when I go back to auto, it no longer shows that it's running. Now one of 2 last features that I'll showcase is this seasonal adjust feature. So in my case, I have it set to 70%. What this means is all the times on all the valves will run for 70% of the time that I set it to. So for example, let's say valve 1, I set it to go for 15 minutes. But if I set seasonal adjust to 70%, it will now only run for 70% of that 15 minutes. And seasonal adjust it does not change with different programs. Seasonal adjust it applies to all the programs and all the zones with more than 0 minutes. And the last feature that I'll show is if you have it enabled on your system, this sensor. So currently I have this sensor bypassed, which means either it's giving me a signal that's telling that it's raining and the alarm light would come on, or I just plain on don't have a sensor, which in my case, the sensor wire it's not even used, which is that yellow wire right there. And so I just set it to bypassed, and it will ignore any inputs that tell it that it's raining and to stop watering. But if you do have a sensor that's working correctly, then you can set it to active. And that will mean that it will take inputs from that rain sensor, and it will say, hey, if it's raining, I'll shut off. If it's not, I'll turn back on. And that's all that does. So I'll set it back to bypass since I don't even have a sensor, but that's how that works. And you can see a quick start guide in here, but I think that this video is more comprehensive than that. So I hope that you enjoyed this little video on how to basic programming of the ESP Modular programmer from RainBird. I hope you enjoyed this other video from JCraft Irrigation. And if you want to keep videos like this coming or enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the JCraft Irrigation channel. It would help a lot. And if you can, like this video. It helps out and it's free to you. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time on this JCraft Irrigation channel.